Hello and welcome to this edition of Crossover. I'm Ji Xiajun.
Hello from Beijing. I'm Louisa Lee.
Now, there is one term which I don't quite understand because the lifestyle of that group of people is totally distant from mine. I'm kind of settled here. It's called digital nomad.
That term has been popping up recently. It's quite self-explanatory, I guess. I mean, someone who
From
works
one
remotely.
place to another.
Yeah. Someone who can earn a living while globe-trotting.
So that sounds like the best job.
It sounds fun, though.
We're now joined by three digital nomads. We have Allison, we have Ye, and we have Ben here joining us. So, just to be clear, all of you are digital nomads.
Yes.
100%.
100%. What do you do then?
I do website related.
You design websites.
Yes, I do websites for my clients. I also have a website generate revenue for me.
What do you mean that your website generating revenues for you?
That means people don't pay me for that website. I own that website. It's like a digital property. And the people just pay through website. So I got the revenue from website.
Okay. What do you do?
My job is quite easy to explain. I'm a project manager in a company.
You're a project manager. You don't have to be based somewhere?
No, I don't have to, because I'm working in the digital marketing field. So everything gets done with our laptop, and everything gets done by communicating via those internet, like WeChat, Facebook.
So you're not bound by office hours? Not at all?
No, not at all. Like, we need to work with different people in different time zone, and I'm also a germs buyer because I'm geo-independent, so I can just go to those places who has good resource. So I do this as my small business as well, and sometimes I write for some magazines.
Sounds interesting. And Allison?
I do many things, and
You all have a lot of different roles.
first of all, I'm an English teacher, so I teach online, and I'm also a yoga teacher, and I own a small online shop, so
What do you sell?
I do e-commerce, yoga, health-related products.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'm also a writer. I have a blog, so I would update it very often, and I write about health and self-care and self-improvement.
So let's think about the upside.
Right.
What do you think are the benefits of being, a nomad?
I think it's quite flexible. I like the flexibility.
The freedom.
The freedom. No office hours. You don't have to clock in, clock out. That's pretty nice.
So the part you like most about being a digital nomad?
Yeah, the mobility.
Mobility.
That we can get, and the time. I think
You like to
that's
see the world. You like traveling.
I like traveling, yes, and I can be anywhere I want, and also the time. I choose to be.
There's a saying that's like, if you can free your time and your location, then your property can be like automatically 3 or 10 times more than your real property. Because many people, maybe they are very rich, but they're struggling with times. They don't have time to enjoy their life. And many people, they have a lot of times, but they don't have enough money to enjoy their life.
So you have both money and time and location.
I'm not rich, but my money is good enough and to support myself to fly in the place, and because I don't have to be in rush, so I got time. I don't fly every month or every week. I fly maybe twice, like 3 or 4 times a year. So this is totally affordable.
I fly more than that.
Yeah, because
3 or 4 times a year, and you call yourself a nomad?
Maybe we'll also know.
I move with Chen. That's another way to travel.
Let's come again to the question. How many countries have you been to?
I've been to like 5, 6 countries.
Oh, a lot. As a nomad.
Yeah, but I'm definitely a 100% digital nomad.
Okay.
Yeah.
How many countries?
20, more or less.
20?
Around about 20.
20? 34. Who's a nomad?
I'm in my 30s.
And I fly, I don't know how many times a year, at least 50. I don't know, 40, I don't know. I see you have a chart here. Freelancers, different terms, right?
Yes, usually people ask me, hey, digital nomad sounds like freelancer. I want to use this chart to describe the differences between freelancer and digital nomads. There are some overlaps here in red, but not all of the freelancers are digital nomad. We need to see whether the income from the freelancer are from the internet or generated through internet.
Okay.
That's the key point.
These 2 words is the key words. First, digital.
And nomad.
Yeah, that's the difference between other entrepreneurs in any country, because they have to have a base. Like
Yeah.
somehow they need to have a factory, they need to have something real in their life.
Yeah.
So they need to, like, even you fly a lot, I know that, but sometimes you need to fly for your business or
Yeah.
for your work, or even your holiday is not 100 control by yourself. Like you need to arrange many days in advance. So
Sounds like I'm living a miserable life.
it's just like comparison.
Not controllable.
Yeah, but like the key point is like first we get income from digital.
So Nomads is more about the lifestyle, is moving.
Moving
You're always on the road. Digital
Yes.
is the means you make a
Right.
living. You're not the first digital nomads we come across. Actually, there is one French guy. He calls himself a digital nomad, and he also has some comments about this lifestyle. Take a listen.
I used to be a writer, and I used to travel a lot. I started working at the very beginning of the 90s, and that time there was no internet. So at that time there was no instant communications. We were using this traditional camera, and so we were traveling, writing, taking pictures, going back, developing the pictures, looking at what we got, and writing the piece. So it's a very different from now. I remember one time also I was in Australia. I had to send the pictures to Korea. We had no other way than to go to the airport, to find someone we trust, but unknown person, look at the face, say, oh, this guy seems to be trustful, and you just give him your slides. In Seoul, my friend, the director of the magazine, would collect them. So it was totally different. It's interesting. You feel like you can go everywhere and you have your phone, all that, but are you really free? I'm not sure, because a lot of digital nomads, they would go to places where they can find a signal. If there is no 4G, they won't go. And the other thing is that I can see those young digital nomads going around, and they are more often in front of the screen than looking around. And it's just like they change from one place to another. They take picture of themselves, they send it online to say, I'm there. But what is your experience in the place? I'm not sure it's a very deep experience. I think it's more about, I'm there. For me, it's kind of very superficial life.
Interesting comments. But one thing before we have a discussion, he's now settled down in Yunnan. He's been living in Yunnan for 5 years already. He rented a house for 15 years. So the interesting question is, are you really free? How would you answer to that question?
I would say I have more than 85% freedom than normal people.
You have it calculated.
I like to do that. I'm a project manager. Like,
Okay.
I think I'm free. That's because I can choose to work now or later on. So that's I got these options. Like I just need to finish like this amount of work, and also like everyone needs to work. But
you have project manager. You're pushed by projects.
Yeah, but I'm the project manager, so I'm really sorry to say that, but I'm the one who's control the process.
The pace.
Yeah, the pace. And so if I want to take a break, or I know I'm going to need to go to somewhere like for maybe a few days, then I will arrange my work to get it done in advance. So I think in this part I have totally freedom, like to arrange my time.
Or is the 15%?
For example, I'm in a show here, so tonight I need to run back to the hotel and then work the whole night for my project, for example. So it's not this 50%, like it's like the price I need to pay.
This is a treat. So are you really free? Give him a number.
90%, because I can choose when I want to start my work, or if I don't want to work today, I can totally say no. And also with the location independence, and I can choose where I got my jobs done. Digital nomad is like not only a lifestyle, I can design it, how I want to have my life.
What about you?
I would like to say I'm 100% free. I give you a good example of the contrast. So I work for my own projects, I have my own shop, I have my own blog, so I decide whenever or whatever I want to do.
So 100 versus 0.
And my husband, he's a programmer. He travels with me. We started in Malaysia, and I was working on the beach, you know, with the waves and everything.
The most romantic way.
Yeah.
And he's sitting beside me struggling with the internet because he couldn't get anything done.
Actually, yeah, I want to give it one example. Like, for example, it's related to travel as well. Like, because of my work, so I could travel to anywhere I want. But the most freedom thing is I can decide how many days or how many months I want to stay in this place.
So what about visa?
Oh, wow. As a Chinese, we need to prepare visa for most of the countries. But because I have the freedom to decide how long I'm going to stay in this place, so I have enough time to prepare any visa I need. And also plus...
In that sense, you're still free.
Yeah, in that sense, like everything has a solution.
Well,
When I think of nomadic lifestyle, I think about you can move around, you can just leave today and
grab
and
a
then
bag and just go.
your life is in a
Yeah.
suitcase. You can grab and go. And
Not
you don't
even
have to
a
tell
suitcase.
anyone, you don't have to.
Yeah.
I think that's nomadic
You
lifestyle.
wish. What about this? Because you're digital nomads. You need internet connection. And infrastructure is not all that well developed in all countries. To put it in an even more miserable way, you're literally free to travel from one Starbucks to another
No.
in a different country.
We don't
That
do
could be
Starbucks,
stereotype.
actually.
You don't do Starbucks. Costa then.
Actually, so far, the countries I've been, like in South America, in Asia, so far, these two continents, they're
all good.
quite fair. They're all good. And even once I went to desert, like for 3 days and no internet at all, but I'm lucky that my client, they are not from China, so they have their holidays.
So it's like you encourage them to take a holiday, take a holiday.
Yeah, I was just lucky at that time. So I'm
Yeah.
like, wow, this match. So sometimes this case happens.
For me, I was in a desert for 3 days. Then I treat it as a retreat. You know, then I just sit down with myself, looking at the stars. I don't need to deal with anyone.
No signal whatsoever.
No.
That feels really good. I did that in Amazon as well. 10 days, no internet, and you just like go to the river and then see the stars and talk with the locals.
You're just a nomad, no digital.
For a while.
Yeah.
But as you see here, we have different types of digital nomad. And for a very successful nomad, they can go to, for example, like an island without internet at all for like 2 weeks.
Okay.
How? Because they have the passive income.
What do you mean by passive income?
Passive
You don't need to
income
do anything,
is
just
more
lay
like,
down
you
and
know,
get the
if
money.
you are entrepreneur, you have, for me, I have a digital property on internet. I don't need to work the day-to-day, day-to-day participant. And that income will generate automatically. And I don't need to talk to the client. I don't need to deliver the products. And I got that income.
We don't really have any passive income.
Yeah, well, I don't, do you?
Good. We need to work. We're now earning a life by talking to these people who live,
I know.
who can make a living on passive income.
I mean, but we still work at the beginning to set up
It's
this
hard
system.
work.
Yeah, it's a hard work, I would say.
No, too late. So it's, again, what about this, time difference? Because if you're taking, the projects from different contractors and then you have to respond to their requests on a different time zone, that means at midnight you still need to work, right? In the daytime, you enjoy the beach, but at midnight, work.
For me, it's a bit different because I only deal with clients on Taobao only within my shop.
In China.
Yeah, in China. So the time difference I'm facing is for China. When I was living in Germany, it was perfect. After dinner, all Chinese are asleep. So I have my day off. So I don't need to do anything.
At night?
And the next morning I woke up, it's already afternoon. So, I also learned that when the clients, they need to solve something and you are not available, they have the ability to solve it themselves in the end. So it reduces me more time.
Yeah, you just don't respond to them and they'll solve it.
Reboot your computer. That's what you do. That's like the Bible of solving all the problems.
Yeah, and actually in my industry, we come out our own time zone, actually. If you work with people with different time zone in general, then actually we will come up a system like how to chase your process and how to catch up with your work. So actually for us it's not a problem because we already get used to this system.
But you still have to respond. I mean, you're project manager, but you have bosses. You have someone who's on top of you. So you still have to respond to them.
But I don't have to respond them like right away because they also know that we have many projects on our hand. It's impossible. Like this second you say, hey, can you please give me this report? I can't just say yes. The next second I give you the report. I will say, please give me some time.
Yeah, outsource it to him.
Yeah, and also I have like
give me some time. I need to fly to the next place first.
I need to get out of the desert.
Actually, it happened yesterday. Yesterday when I was in the plane, like the plane was fly at 1 p.m. and then I arrived at like 3 hours flight. I just arranged everything in advance before, and I told them, okay, from 1 to 5, I will be off, like offline. So, and I got a team to support me as well. So I say, if anything urgent, like nothing gonna be urgent at that time, to be honest. Even it will be urgent, my boss still behind us, so it's gonna be fine.
Yeah.
And then after I arrive, I keep going with my projects.
Okay, so generally speaking, still free life. We don't want to admit it because we don't live a life like that. Anyway, let's take a break. We'll continue our discussion about digital nomads lifestyle. You're watching Crossover.
Stay with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the studio. And we can't deny that they do have a bit of flexibility.
Okay. Reluctant, but admit it. When we talk about lifestyle, it's not just the freedom. It's okay to move around. I mean, that's one side of your life. But what about, you know, from a different perspective, say, there's one term we say, the richness or the values, and from different ways, either monetary or life experience. Sounds like almost natural life experiences must be a plus, right? To live a style, even though you've only been to 5-6 countries, but it still must be a rich life, huh?
Yes.
So how did you spend your time in that 5-6 countries?
Because my wife got a really stable job. I made a promise to my wife. I don't want to just go traveling by myself. That's why I usually don't go to the other countries. But when I just saying having a nomadic life, I don't need to work a lot. Maybe just 1-2 hours per day, or even less. Because, you know, I have the passive income.
You're showing off, right?
I mean, you could also be like a remote worker, you know, from that chart. I mean, remote worker and nomadic digital nomads are.
Now, the key thing is he has that passive
right,
income.
No, I have to say I do have passive income, but that amount is still small. My dream is I can have 100% passive income.
Yeah, you have passive time. Working is only to kill time. Yeah, admit it. So, must be a rich experience traveling. You get to travel to different countries, right? You're 20, that's a lot. And then you get to travel in Bolivia. I've never been to Bolivia.
I've never been to Bolivia either.
Yeah, I would say South America is a really great place to travel. And also, that richness is also means I got a chance to really know deeply in the place, like the place I've been. Not just like check out this place and go and leave. I got to really live in the place. I got to experience the real culture and to see the locals, how do they live.
How long did you stay there?
8 months in South America.
8 months?
Yeah, so each country like 1 or 2 months more or less.
So you covered the whole continent?
Half, only half.
8 months, only half of the continent?
Yeah,
but you live there, right? So
I want to do like a live style.
Real deep, like a local?
Yeah, like a real deep one.
And language-wise, is it all right?
Yeah, I have to speak Spanish.
She's not showing off any. She's only, only speaks tons of languages.
Yeah, and also because I got time. Like there, the time flies so slow, so I don't have anything to do. So just talk with the local, and then they will teach you like the language.
That's how you learned your language? Or?
Yeah, I pick up on the street and then just talk with the people.
You arrived in Bolivia and started to learn Spanish.
Yeah. Before I arrived, I didn't speak any Spanish.
Ooh, right.
It's a really good way to learn, by the way. Like, digital nomad makes you get a chance to learn another language in a different way.
You had a Bolivian boyfriend?
No.
Okay. Just checking. Just checking.
I got friends.
Yeah, okay. Just checking. You know, best way to learn the language.
Yeah.
So, anything you would like to show off?
Okay, I do speak German.
Okay, you got a husband. Yeah.
Not because of him, but
Yeah.
yeah. So for me, the experience is actually the most important part, I would say. Like, I really enjoyed the time in India. Like, for me, it was a place I wanted to go the least. And now it's the most intense experience for me and the most enriched experience for myself. And
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. And I believe when you stay in one place, like when we look at the place, when we get there, when I was in Budapest, in Athens, the first thing I check is where's the supermarket, where can I do groceries, and where can I hang out with the local people. And you know, I would like to get to know them more than to just go to Acropolis to just see the most, you know, touristic place of the city.
So the least time you would spend in one location would be?
The least?
1 month?
Roundabout, yeah.
Minimum 2 weeks, I was at least 2 weeks. Sometimes if you stay there longer, you will have a lot of, you will find out someplace surprisingly, like nobody will find it. For example, once Taj Mahal in India, I went to Taj Mahal in India, and we went there for the Taj Mahal. But actually the day, our best part was not Taj Mahal. We just get into a random tutu, and the tutu driver just took us to another part of the city. And we went to a river and another temple. That temple for us was much better than Taj Mahal. And he also told us a lot of history about this temple and what is real India.
Okay.
How about safety? When you're on vacation, you can stay at nice hotels. But when you're thinking about living there for a long time, you're not going to stay at a 5-star hotel for a month. So you're staying at more local places. How about safety as a traveler?
These guys are from China. They know Kung Fu.
As a traveler, that's not an advantage of that, because for example, in South America, for many people, it's a very chaos and dangerous place. So as a traveler, you will have this instinct to know which kind of area, which kind of place, or what time you shouldn't go out. So it's already become ability to avoid the dangers.
The survival skills
Yeah,
in
yeah.
different countries.
Yeah.
You share a Bible of surviving in different environments, you know, among all nomads. You don't have that.
Not yet.
Not yet, maybe.
Yeah, you can.
That's a good idea.
It's a new business opportunity.
Yeah,
you know?
that's true.
A guide, right? A nomadic guide.
Exactly.
Actually, there's a website called Nomad List, and he could be one of the pioneer of digital nomad. His name is Peter Levels. He's living in Bali now still. And so he built this website. You can see all the index. So you can also choose security.
There is
so
a community.
There is a community.
Yes.
You can see the living cost. You can see how much is it to rent a studio.
Whether
and
that's safe or
everything.
not.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they give each city a rank.
A
Score.
Yeah.
So,
So which one is the best?
I think Chiang Mai
it
is.
changes over
Chiang Mai.
time.
Chiang Mai is like the most popular one.
Chiang
Yeah.
Mai,
Yeah.
Chengdu,
For Chinese
and
travelers.
Budapest.
Budapest.
Yeah.
What are you looking for, basically, when you choose a country to visit as your next destination?
Well, I think for me, the living cost is something I really want to consider because there's a term called geo-arbitrage. And for example, like I have 5,000 kwai for my salary. If I live in Beijing, well, you know, life will be so tough. But now if I just, with the same amount of salary, if I go to Chiang Mai, I will, you know, relax and I can just buy something really nice. So the life can be changed totally, suddenly. And
Okay.
so living cost.
Living cost.
What comes first?
Living cost and food and culture. For example, yesterday I went to a Mexican restaurant. We spent like 390 kwai for a few tacos and burritos.
For each or all in total? Or?
In total.
Okay.
But which I could spend maybe like 10 times less in Mexico.
So what comes top?
The next ticket. So what's the cheapest next ticket where I can fly to? You know, it's also a living cost, but mainly like when I didn't decide when I want to go after India, and then I just go on Skyscanner, and then I choose from New Delhi and then anywhere. So that's what I enjoy the most. I can always choose anywhere, and then you can choose a month.
Where did
then
you
they
go?
give you the best offer. I went to Budapest.
Budapest. From
New Delhi.
New Delhi to Budapest, and how expensive was the ticket?
The flight?
Yeah.
The flight was €100, 100.
100 euro.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess if you choose a destination as anywhere, it's,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
it could be.
Gives you the best
And you
offer.
happen to
It
have the
feels.
visa.
I'm married. My husband is German, so I
You
can
have the
be
green card?
I
Okay.
can be in any European countries. But I would also recommend, if you're a newbie for new digital nomad, try Southeast Asia. Or maybe South America.
What about insurance, healthcare insurance? At least that's something you need to. You're still young, but that's something you also need to worry about, right?
I do buy insurance.
You do.
I do.
So same here.
Yeah, I do. I think
Health
it's
insurance,
important
international health
to
insurance.
be responsible as well.
Yeah.
To be a digital nomad, you need to be very self-disciplined in a way. Otherwise, you don't get job done. I would try to get up at 5, and when
Because
I'm
of time difference? Jet lag?
no,
Because you need to reply to some messages.
because I want to have 3 hours all by myself. So every day, I want that silence. I
So
don't need.
it's just you arrange your time in
Yeah.
a different
Yeah,
way.
I would say actually everyone needs kind of rules for your life. For example, I used to have to wake up at 8 a.m. every day because my office is there. I have to get to the office before 9. But now I can choose to wake up at 7, at 9, at 10, anytime I want. But I would automatically to set up my own schedule. Like I wake up at 7, I do a meditation,
You're
and
the
then
project manager. What about next step? Career-wise, you're promoted as the I don't know.
I do want to
the
have
vice
my own
president.
career, yeah.
And you have to quit your lifestyle.
I wouldn't say so. I would say it's about habits. After you set up your lifestyle, it's gonna be get into your blood. It's already be your daily habit.
Okay, you have to make a decision. President of the company, no traveling, and digital nomads. Which one?
I'm sorry. I think I can be both.
She is not taking your offer.
Okay.
Because actually my boss, she's in this kind of position right now.
Yeah. What about taxes? How do you pay taxes?
My company pays it. We are a normal company, to be honest. The only difference is we are remote working.
Okay.
And we have time flexible.
Okay. Problem solved. Huh? Do you pay taxes?
Yeah,
Do you
of
pay
course.
German taxes or Chinese taxes?
Now I only pay Chinese taxes.
And
I don't.
you work in Maldives.
I can work
You get
in
the income in
Maldives.
Maldives. So
I
where
get
do you pay the
income from
taxes?
China. From
Chinese.
Everything from China. Yes.
And what about you?
Yeah, well, I'm the person who got the income from Maldives.
Okay.
Yeah.
You could also be in
Yeah,
Maldives.
definitely. Yeah, I just do like the normal people do, just pay the taxes. It's
The
the
Chinese
same.
one.
Yes, the Chinese one.
But I do like the idea of the
Geo-arbitrage.
you have a higher salary in one country, but you get to
Yeah.
use it, spend it in a different country, a low spending country.
Mm-hmm.
That's like the best value for money, right?
It's also like a time arbitrage. Because if you make the duration is longer, then the cost of your travel will be lower as well. For example, if like you only have got like 2 weeks holiday, you have to fly there and fly back. But if I have 2 months, I can do it a very slow way. I can take the bus or I can take the train to do it in a more local or slow way. So it's another hand, it saves a lot of money as well.
How would you describe best the values of the lifestyle of this?
I think happiness is the most valuable.
Happiness.
Yeah, happiness. It's difficult to define, but sometimes like after this lifestyle, I will think about what is the most important in my life: money, time, location, travel, and so on. But after that, I will figure out all these things. It lead to one destination. Like you need to live happily in your life.
1 million, cut your traveling time by half.
I will do that.
Yeah, no one is offering that, though.
Yes, I can just answer in this way.
So what is the biggest value?
The biggest value for me is experience.
Experience.
Yeah, I believe life is bound by all the experiences you get to be able to experience it. And no matter good or bad, it's not only a balanced life.
For me, the biggest value is ability or a possibility I can choose. I mean, I can choose to say yes to a client, or I can also say no to a client. So
Because you have the passive income.
It all comes down to that, doesn't it?
that's just a small part of my.
But see, I mean, they've mentioned the keyword, happiness.
Right.
Would you like to live a life like that?
If I could, but
If you have the passive income?
yeah, if I had yeah, that's the keyword. Like you said, that's the keyword. Only
Yeah.
you have passive income.
So it's all about happiness. Okay, let's talk about that. But before that, let's take a break.
Our talk continues. Stay with us. Welcome back to the studio.
So it's all about happiness. Experience gives you the happiness. Maybe the chance to take advantage of the different spending capabilities also gives you some happiness. But what about work and life? You don't really have a clear boundary separating work and life. Work is life, life is work. It could be any time. So for us, work is work. And when this is done, okay, it's life. But for you?
I have been working remotely for more than 10 years. Self-discipline plays a very important role, you know, especially for digital nomads or freelancers. You know, here's what I do. I never work in my bedroom, and I only work in my home office.
Kitchen, no.
Yeah. Also, I just separate time. Okay, this part of time is for working. This part of time is for living. So if I don't do that, life can be a chaos.
So it's it's Soho, but you separate different spaces for work and life.
That's true.
But actually, I have different experience about that. I'm a project manager, and I also need to get things done in certain duration. But actually, I got one method. It's like I set up a to-do list and also set up the priority task. So I also basically also need to really use my brain very intense in 1 or 2 hours to plan all these things and the goals. And the rest of the day, I don't really have a schedule to do, but I just need to get the things done. And at that time, I don't really need to use my brain that a lot to think like how to get it done because I already set it up at the beginning.
So you don't have to go into office hours, or you don't have to work with coworkers.
Yeah.
But does it get lonely at times? Because you're setting your goals because you're on your own all the time.
Allison is lonely.
Allison was lonely.
Okay,
yes.
was lonely. So what happened?
No, I think everyone could be lonely at some time. What happened
That's philosophical.
was I was in India for 2 months, and then I left a big group, the yoga community. I felt so loved. I felt, you know, so great with all the things. And then I went to Budapest. All of a sudden, I'm in a new environment again. All of a sudden, I need to build everything from the scratch. So I need to build my social contacts. I need to get used to all the surroundings. And so I felt quite lonely in the beginning. But
you know, that's life, right?
That
I mean,
happens,
when
yeah.
when you got to a new place, that's what happened.
Actually, that's for us, maybe taking a break, there's another definition. Maybe for many people, taking a break means, okay, I don't need to work this day and I have 2 weeks free and then I go to some place to get my holiday. But for us, taking a break maybe means, okay, I'm going home for 2 months or 1 month for just doing nothing and then enjoy the home lifestyle. And actually, I did have lonely moments. Like last time when I was in a hostel in Cambodia, I figured out I was the only one who was working in the hostel for a whole 7 days.
The rest of them were tourists. And you said your wife doesn't really travel with you. She has a stable job. How did you get married to her?
You know, I have been married for more than 13 years.
Okay, you changed your mind to travel.
Yeah, so before I got married, I was not a digital nomad, so that's why.
Yeah, so she's fine.
She's fine, yeah.
With your nomadic lifestyle now.
No, you know, I don't want to just try to persuade her, okay, come with me, be a nomad. No, I don't want to do that. I just share the ideas.
It's like, honey, I don't want to push you. Just, you know.
That's my wish.
No push.
Yeah, how about we try it? We try it out for a little bit.
Yes, in 2 groups of digital nomad. One is maybe person like Alice and Ye. They traveled a lot, and now it's time for them want to settle down.
Do you?
Home base, something like that. Another group is digital nomad like me. We want to go out, but for some reason we have some challenges.
You have the digital nomad mindset.
Yeah, but
right.
I have the ability to choose to take off tomorrow.
But is it a challenge? I mean, the relationship with your partner, with your wife, with your husband.
Yeah, I would say so.
How do you keep it up, you know, with your wife while you're on the road?
You know, sometimes I want to just travel as much as I can because I have some business in the Maldives, which means I can go there, I don't know, 3-4 times a year. But because of my wife got a stable job, I can go. She cannot, but I choose not to go. So for this point,
So there are
I
sacrifices
feel
you
some
need to make.
challenges,
Yeah.
and I feel like maybe some very good opportunities are missed by me. But I believe that things will change, and hopefully I can just travel more with my wife.
How about you, Allison? Because you're also married. How do you deal with your relationship?
It's not a challenge. It sometimes even spices things up, because, as Shakespeare once said, and parting is such a sweet sorrow. So when you know
but
someone
he
is
travels
there.
with you.
He travels. When I was in India, I was alone. When I was in Budapest, most of the time I was alone. In Athens too.
Okay.
And so he joins me. And that gives me such energy. I know that he's coming, and I would sometimes set
Something to expect.
I set like a surprise travel to Santorini for him when we were in Greece. So for us, it's like really it makes it even. I don't want to say makes it better, but I enjoy it.
How
And then
many months do you spend on the road every year?
I actually just started last year.
Just started.
Yeah. I was constantly on the road for around 11 months, almost a year.
Wow.
So something happened, right? 11 months ago. Nope. Okay, we're not
Long
taking that
before
story. Is it a challenge? Are you still single?
Yeah, I'm
So
still.
is relationship a challenge?
I would say, yeah, I can't deny it. It is a big.
Because you don't really stay in one place for that
Yeah,
long.
and also I think I'm not ready to sacrifice my time or my life for someone yet. Like, of course, I wish I could meet someone, can be my soulmate or can get into a relationship. During I was traveling, I figured out it was a big challenge because it's really difficult to find a person who can match your schedule at the same time. Even he is also a digital nomad, but we always have a different destination want to go. So
you can't really date a digital nomad, I don't think.
I date one, and at the end, I think maybe if both of you have a freedom, maybe it's not always a good thing because we always
Two nomads.
yeah, and we have too many places we want to go, so we can't get into like one
Unless
group.
you have the same schedule.
Yeah.
The biggest difference, they started as nomads. She is already a nomad. That's the biggest problem.
That's true.
They've already tricked the other part
They already have a
on the
partner.
boat,
Yeah.
and no chance at all.
Who knows?
And they're saying, hey, man, too late. Again, there is one more argument about, how, tempting, how interesting, how intriguing the lifestyle could be. But they say, well, maybe yes, but they only exist in Instagrams, only in pictures, but not really, in real life. So to be honest, 100%, not 85%, 100%. How would you evaluate this lifestyle?
I really want to talk about this point.
Yes.
One point is digital nomad. It's not vlogger or travel blogger. Digital nomad is more like a lifestyle. We live in this lifestyle by our own, I would say, or by our community or our family. We don't really need to show off. But travel bloggers, they partly depend on their travel. So they have to show the best part of their travel, the best picture post in Instagram.
You don't?
I don't. Sometimes I just don't post anything in my trip. I just want to enjoy my trip. This is my trip. But sometimes I also share the information, or I share some tools, I share my own experience, or if I got my own project, it's called 1001 Nights. I do record some stories, interesting people I met on the way, but this is not for show off or show like how perfect the life is. I will show them the real travel life. So
it's different two notions you were talking
yeah,
about.
yeah.
So?
I would say it's actually a challenging lifestyle in a way. Like it's not like digital nomad is the answer to to live a happy life. I think for me it's just something that I get to learn so much along the way, and I find it's very challenging. I'm not saying it's easy, so everyone should become a digital nomad. And I would recommend everyone to be a digital nomad for the sake of the experience and for the sake of the growth. Like I feel it's also you put yourself in a position that you can grow really fast in a way, and it's make or break time, the situation. And you can also build self-confidence along the way, because you will have to face all the difficulties. You have to face failures. You face all the things. It's life. It's still just life.
It's just a different life.
Yes.
Any comments at all?
Yeah, I don't think there's a perfect lifestyle or work in this world. But if we just compared with some people who work like 996, yes, digital nomad is kind of ideal way to live and work. Better try and even just try a little step. If you feel everything's right, you can go further.
It sounds like a very intriguing lifestyle, but what about the future? How long are you going to continue this lifestyle?
I was thinking of settling down actually, but I'm thinking in a different way to settle down. Like, I don't want to always stay in the same destination, but I'm thinking to do like a half of the year settle down in one place to set up my own community and so on, and half the year I travel around. Then I can keep the balance between like maybe my family, my friends, and I can still have the chance to meet new people and have the new experience.
You're just extending the stay in one country
A little bit
for
longer.
longer.
Yeah, I would say so. And
But you're not giving it up entirely yet?
I don't think so. Yeah.
You've been a nomad for?
Officially 1 year.
1 year?
Yeah.
Officially?
Yeah.
So what do you mean by officially?
Because I also used to travel a lot, and
Okay.
also like a long-term travel as well, but not like 1 year non-stop.
Yeah, there is a trademark saying now, for now. For now, I'm a nomad.
Like, yeah, finally.
Yeah, finally. So 20 countries, and your target would be?
I don't have any target, to be honest.
So how long do you plan to do this?
I have been being a digital nomad for 6 years, and for the future, I want to keep this lifestyle.
Yeah, the lifestyle.
Yes. So the plan for now is, because I know for being a so-called successful digital nomad, the how you make money is really important. You know, I don't want to say that passive income,
No,
because I don't want to show off. I do want to increase that part of passive income. By doing that, me and my wife, we will have more freedom, and then maybe in the future, me and my wife can go and check different places, because we're not just traveling a lot to show off, okay, I've been to 50 countries.
No, 34.
Okay.
At least I've got something to show off.
So we want to just find maybe one place we can live longer, maybe a few years, something like that.
You're still interested in this lifestyle?
Yeah.
For
And?
me, I think it's also for life, because I see digital nomad not just as a lifestyle, it's also a mindset. So yeah, I started being a digital nomad a year ago, but I've known this idea since I was in college, so it was 5 years ago.
You wanted to do this long ago?
To do this because it sounds like you have time, you have mobility. I think it sounds amazing, and it's really, I think it's not about how much money you make, it's really about how you make the money. And I feel being a digital nomad, you get to choose, like you have the control.
Yes.
And then you can also, be self-disciplined. You can arrange yourself. You can manage yourself. So for me, it's such a path to grow.
And when you have a kid?
I keep doing that. I plan to have a kid, and I plan to
travel.
around.
I met a lot of like babies. Like, I met the babies in Amazon. She was only 2 months old.
2 months?
Yeah, in Amazon, which was really rare in this way.
Are you talking about the website or the forest?
Jungle.
The jungle, the real Amazon jungle.
The real Amazon.
Yeah, and after that, I met many couples or many families. They travel together, like for long term. There are some digital nomad families actually.
Digital nomad families.
Yeah.
You're gonna live a nomadic life?
I mean, I do like the idea of it, but I
Yeah.
don't want to travel and having to work at the same time. I still want to separate travel and work.
Work and life.
Yeah, I want to have a balance. When I'm traveling, I'm traveling. When I'm working, I'm working. I don't want it to be mixed together.
Well, the real reason is?
I would know.
You don't have
No passive income. We all know love that. All right. Okay, thank you very much for coming to Crossover and sharing your life with us. Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you for watching this episode of Crossover.
We'll see you next time.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.